Hello,
Hi.
nice to be with you again today.
Another week.
Another week is passing by very quickly. We're getting colder and darker in the mornings, aren't we?
Yeah, it is a bit like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the tip for this week
The tip for this week is about the narrow gate
and the narrow road.
Road.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which Jesus talked about. He had a lot of good tips for living, didn't he?
Indeed.
And this one, he basically was saying that to follow him, to follow the Jesus way, means not everyone's following it. And it's not necessarily an easy road ahead.
Yes, and we'll be in the minority, therefore.
Yeah. Which is a bit different for Australia, in modern Australia at least, because most people through the ages have said they're Christian, where now it's distinctly people who say they've got no religion and certainly not Christian. I think it's down to 34%, 35% in
Tasmania, yes.
Yeah. So therefore it means for those of us who do follow Jesus, we're going to be in the minority.
That's right, which is probably not what we grew up with necessarily.
No, that's right, or the thinking around what it is to be in the minority. But I know for us, Jenny, we've always tried to take the narrow road. We began even when we were first married.
We made a big decision, didn't we, to live in a different way to our peers and actually not go for the big bucks, but even choose not to buy a house. That was our first default.
And then we ended up taking a less wage so we could work in the life of the church. And God has blessed us despite that. But it was a narrow road and many choices along the way of what that meant.
Yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because when you go the narrow road, you actually have to rely on God, on Jesus, in a very different way.
Yeah, that's
and so that challenges you in your faith and your growth and your maturity.
And standing up against what the majority are saying or thinking or doing.
Yep.
And we've done that.
Yeah.
And we're calling, or God calls all of us to do that. And Jesus says that's the nature of the way of following him.
I had to admire Yvette the other day when she talked before she got baptised about choosing not to continue with her netball career.
A big decision.
It was a big decision.
It is a big decision.
And I'm sure God will honour her for that. But that's an example of the sort of thing that we're talking about. Choosing the narrow road, not going the way that everybody expects you to go.
Yeah, and listening to God, because another person might say netball's really important for you. But obviously in that context, Yvette was very faithful to what she believed God was calling her to do. And isn't that wonderful? A great example.
Yeah.
So what about you? What's God asking or calling of you about your life, about the decisions you're making?
Yes, could be big, could be small decisions, but listen.
We all have them.
Yep.
We all have them. Sometimes daily, weekly, yearly, sometimes in small things, sometimes in big things. Following Jesus, we go the narrow road, through the narrow gate. Let's encourage each other to do that today.
Yep, and he will be with you.
Bye.
See ya.